Hello guys, welcome back. So now we are going to start our estimation work from the preliminary estimation. So we know very well the preliminary is the one of the very important and core concept for each and every project. So not only for the civil project, we can say some MEP project and also landscaping, infrastructure, interior fit outs. So all the project we have to consider the preliminary work. So first off, before start our the estimation process, you have to understand some important points here. What is preliminaries? So let's start from this point. The preliminary is an item of work, okay, that is not an element of the permanent structure. So this is not the permanent structure, but it is support to carry out the permanent structure. You have to understand very carefully. So the preliminary works, it is not the permanent work, it is support to it is support to carry out the permanent work. So this is the first point. And also the preliminary items, okay, generally it's constructed before the permanent construction begin. So in this point says, for example, you are going to build one of the high-rise building project. For example, we can say 20-floor building. So before construct this the building, the preliminaries mean before you can see here the preliminary items common to all the elements. They are constructed before the permanent construction begins. So the permanent construction begins, the preliminary items are constructed. So I will discuss these things a little bit later. The final thing is the estimator, the tendering time. The estimator must visit to the site to identify the preliminary works. Right. Now I will say some example. For example, you are going to build one high-rise building. So the preliminary item mean we can say some site fencing and also the signboards and some cranes and some transportation buildings and office, contractor site offices and employer site office, consultant site office and staff rooms and some toilets, cabins and like this. So these are the preliminary general ideas. So these are the elements. So these items should be constructed before the permanent construction begins. So this is a general idea for the preliminary work. So now I'm going to start the preliminary estimation. So the preliminary the detailed information, you can also get this knowledge from the description, so you can easily identify what are the preliminary work, something like this. Alright, so now I'm going to start from the site fencing. So you can see this is our general BOQ item description, unit, quantity, rate, amount. So our estimation process, we are working on for this right side, these columns. And also you can see the rates and amounts still we have to fill. So we will fill these rates and the amounts in the lastly we will do this practice. So now we are going to produce all the rates here, then we are going to apply to this original BOQ. So there is some idea and strategies available, so we will discuss these things in the later stage. Right, so in this estimation sheet, did you remember the earliest previous session we discussed the labor cost per day concept and also labor cost per unit concept and also the material and machinery cost. These three sheets we already discussed, and also at that time these three sheets must be ready before start the estimation work. So we have the ready position for this, all the manpower related things and also the material information and also the productivity, manpower cost per unit concept. This one is the manpower cost per day concept. So we ready for this all the sheets now. Right, I will start from here, the site fencing. So site fencing mean this is one of the preliminary items. So we are going to work out for these four main columns. The first one is the material, manpower, equipments and subcontractor cost for the site fencing process. So site fencing, we receive the quantities from the quantity surveying department. So they say this is 150 meter something. So you can see here, once you click this item, you can see the material D7. So the material D7 mean you can see D7, the fencing material per meter unit rate is 90. So we directly import this value here. So the material, the cost is 1 meter cost is 90. So the total amount mean you have to multiply by the total quantity into the material unit rate. And also same concept we are using the manpower mean did you remember this we discussed the manpower cost per unit, okay. So at that case in this chart we already get this item, the site fencing mean 19.66 per meter labor cost per unit for the site fencing. So 19.66. so this is our the manpower cost for the fixing the site fencing. So so this is the unit rate, so we have to multiply by the unit rate into quantity. And also the equipments, the question is how you can identify the equipments for the how much it will be cost for this fixing the site fencing, something like this. Actually the real answer is no one knows how much it will be cost, something like this. And also we have to assume this is the accurate assume for 1200, something like this. This is a reasonable assumption. So based on this reasonable assumption, from this total 1200 mean we already identify. So from this 1200 we can easily derive the unit rate. So we have to divide the total amount by the quantity, you can see here, okay. So total amount divided by 150, so we can easily derive the unit rate for the equipment and machineries that we used during our site fencing. So in this point we can say some hammers, some other related some accessories and plants, machineries using to fixing the site fencing related accessories, something like this. So here these are the ideas. And also the subcontractors mean we are not going to do any subcontractors to fixing the site fencing, so that's why we keep 0. So this is a general idea. And the rate is you can see the old material, you can see here the material plus manpower plus equipment and machinery, and the subcontractor cost. It's the total is the total rate for this total rate for this site fencing. So so the rate is 117.60. so this is our rate. So we will apply this rate in the main BOQ in the latest stage. So this is a general ideas how to produce the rates, something like this. And also we consider the maintenance for the site fencing. So once we build the site fencing around the work site area, we have to we have to maintain up to the whole project duration period. So let's say the project duration period it's 365 days something. So you can see we make some value is here. So you can see we put 10 real material cost, something like this per day, okay. The 10 real mean sometime some during our maintenance time some bolts, some nuts, some other small weldings for some repair area. So daily we have to maintain, so that's why we have to allocate the small amount for the maintenance cost. So we can say some 10 real, something like this. So entire duration, so we have the total 365 days. So one day we allocate for 10 reals. So the total the cost approx 3650. So this is the total cost. So we can, this is a reasonable value to implement. So based on your experience, so if you did 3 or 4 the estimations, you can get this value it's quickly, so there's no worries. And also the main powers, so you can see we implement the main power cost per day concept. So we allocate the main power, the K11 one number and also the K10 one number. So K11 and K10. So you can see here this is a K, this is a K10 one skill one skill labor and also one semi skill labor. So we allocated these two type of labors. So you can see here you can see we allocate one the semi-skilled labor and also the one skilled labor, and you can see we divided by 75 something like this. So during our labor cost, the productivity, the period something, sorry, just wait. You can see here the 75 mean we can say these two labors can manage or maintain 75 meters per day, something like this. So based on your senior managers or any others, based on your technical people advice, sometimes you can increase or reduce these values. So this is not the matter. So we just assume one day the 2% can manage 75 meters maintenance, something like this. So this is our general assumption idea. So we have to divide by 75. Okay, so this is a concept. And also we allocate some equipment and machineries, some other tools to allocate 5 real per day for the maintenance something. So just we derive the final amount, and also the rate also we derive 17.53 for the maintenance cost for the site fencing like this. And also the removal of the site fencing and good side. So once the project is completed, then you have to remove the old site fencing and you have to do the very proper clean out for this site fencing area. So that's why we have to allocate some labors, 3 numbers of unskilled labors and 2 numbers of skilled labor plus K15 mean you can see later in this Excel sheet. There's a welders. So generally the welders involved to the site fencing process. So they weld something like this, and they're cutting, the fixing something like this. So that's why we keep these people. And also they can manage 75 meters per day something. So that's why we keep these three types of main powers. Okay, so now you understood why we calculated this main power cost calculation per day concept. So now we are going to be using directly in our Excel sheet. And also the site the fence removaling processing time. So we have to just allocate 1,200 something like this for the machinery and equipment costs. So the rate also we derive from the total cost divided by the quantity. So this is a general ideas. So these are the values. It's very reasonable. So in your project, based on your administration or senior managers, based on their advice, you can change this value and you can finally derive these numbers. So this is a general idea. All right, so the second one is a signboard. So you can see the project signboard, the item they allocate for the unit is the item, so we have to provide the line.